Good morning, good morning, good morning, my beautiful friends. How are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Thursday, and it's going to be another glorious day outside. I guess it depends how you look at it, right? It's another day outside. That in itself makes it glorious. And, when we go and look at the period of a week, what's changed? It's been hot, humid, uncomfortable. And yet I can show up today saying it's still going to be a great day. That's what I want to talk about today is comparison. When you notice that you're comparing your life to the version of you who you are no longer, you need to hold space in that arena for kindness. You need to hold space for yourself for growth. You're not that same person as you were then. So if you're longing to have the body, the mindset, the ability, the dreams, whatever it looks like, as you once had in the past, and you are measuring your life now to that life then, we need to talk. We need to talk because there's so much more you need to add to the mix. There is so much more you need to take a bird's eye view and consider. You've grown into this person. All of your past decisions have led you exactly where you are right here, right now. And this is something to be grateful for. Like the humid, hot weather, after 3 or 4 days, a little bit of a breeze makes life feel good. And when we take a different perspective, we realize how truly amazing our life is. And the last thing you want to be doing is comparing at all, let alone to something that no longer exists. And that's what you need to remember. That version of you that once was, she, he, that person doesn't exist any longer. You've outgrown that person. And by outgrowing that person, you need to make room for the person who is ready to show up. And the full version isn't ready yet, or should be showing up in front of you today, or he. But that person so desperately wants to show up. They want things to be different. They weren't content with their past lives in one way, shape, form, or another, or their life wouldn't have evolved. And whatever's happened to you or for you happened for a reason, and you might not be aware of this yet. That is the power of the word yet. But the one thing that will hurt you more than help you is by comparing a version that you are today versus a version that you were in the past. That leads to a lot of fear. It leads to a lot of depression. It leaves your mindset into a spiral. And I will do whatever I can to keep you, my friends, from spiraling. So how can you appreciate where you're at today? How can you sit there and realize, okay, so I might not be where I thought, or I didn't know that this was going to be a part of my detour in life. I had no idea. So how can I appreciate this? So for me, I love using personal examples. It just keeps things real and it makes me human in life. I had no idea. So how can I appreciate this? So for me, I love using personal examples. It just keeps things real and it makes me human, and it helps us relate, right? As we're sitting here having a heart-to-heart chat. For me, I have inflamed nerves in my head. I've had this for a year now. Over a year makes it chronic, which means I've been dealing with an invisible chronic illness. Okay? Good days, bad days, ugly days, days where I'm not really getting my head up, days where I think I'm okay, but energy is knocking me on my ass, and I don't have the energy in the tank like I even did last week on a week like today when I'm on a 5-day rest. So of course I am not the person I was a year and a half ago when I was doing all of these things and living this life and doing what I thought was right at the time. But what elements of that past life helped me get to where I am today? What parts of that past life elevated my stress? Or was there a part that enhanced my inflamed nerves? Not always, disease, there's so much correlation between the two, but not always does everything go hand in hand. We want that to be a way of accepting accountability. But there are so many cases in life where it just happened and we don't know the root, and we're stuck trying to figure out and put a Band-Aid on the problems. But there is still the beauty in today. So just because you didn't see this coming doesn't mean it's not exactly where you are supposed to be. So you need to embrace this version of you that you are right now. That gratitude for today will help you step into the most amazing version of you for tomorrow. Heat, weather, humidity. I know a two-way conversation today isn't easy for me. Energy isn't easy for me. I did not go to Aquafit today, and it just looks different. That's all I can say. Different isn't bad. And this is the message I wanted to share with you. Different isn't bad. So no matter what you're going through as well, health conditions, financial conditions, life conditions, we can call it what we will, but you are exactly where you are supposed to be. You are exactly embracing the life that you are meant to live. You just didn't expect this. It doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make that version of you right in the past. Think of how elevated your stress probably was. Think about all of the things that you still wanted. Now think of those things that you have. I never once in my life dreamt of having so much free time on my hands. So much that I'm lost with what to do with myself. I have a business to run. I don't even want to get into the conversations in my own head about not being able to keep a commitment because I don't know how I'm going to feel and how that makes me feel. I have to let it go and forgive myself because this isn't something I'm doing intentionally. This isn't something you're doing intentionally. This is a place where life has led you, and it's up to you to adapt. And the best way you can adapt, the best way, is by being grateful for today, whatever that looks like. Okay, I want to start to keep these short and sweet, so I will let you go. I will be posting this one on my TikTok, this live on my TikTok, and you'll be able to catch at least a snippet on most of my other socials as well. Check out the link in my bio. I would love to hear your favorite takeaway from today. And thank you so much for joining me today and every day on your journey to health and happiness.